Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Sorry about that. We had a little bit of technical difficulty at the Roy household. We got locked out of the office here and had to find a key to get in. So I do greatly apologize for that. Let me go ahead and open this up. Give me a 1 for yes, a 2 for no if you cannot hear me today. All right. Well, I do appreciate that. Let me get the presentation in place. All right. All right. So too many new things going on here today. We have a painting crew here that is going through and painting our house. And I am working with brand new monitors today. So there's all kinds of hassles and headaches with that as well, with the brand new monitors. So as an example, it doesn't want to play nice with opening up even the presentation. Got it. Okay. Yeah. And for some reason, my camera is not working properly either because of this. So that's why you cannot see me. What is that, Jennifer? MIL. Oh, is that mother-in-law? If it's my mother-in-law, she's doing much better. Hey, Anis from Dubai. There you go. Welcome. Yeah, she's doing better. Still going through testing and still going through things we got to go through. But she's definitely doing better. And I appreciate all of you that have sent in emails with prayers and all of that. So thank you once again. As we get started, keep in mind that everything we look at is for educational purposes. Nothing's meant to be advice or recommendation. If you like what you see, make sure that candidate, that company, that stock fits your own personal risk profile and risk tolerance. Never, ever, ever trade off somebody else's recommendations. Always make sure that you're comfortable with that trade. And if you're not, do it as a paper trade and see how it works as a paper trade for you, as a non-funded trade. All right, we've got a lot coming up. Inner Circle check-in on the 22nd. The monthly Inner Circle, which is the live 2-hour training, is coming up on the 24th. Mastermind coming up on the 23rd. And then we get into June from there, which, yowzer, is right around the corner, right? We've got Power Hour. It will not be Monday. It will be Tuesday of next week. Make sure you register for Tuesday's class. Right? We're going to average up the number of people we get on a Monday. We're going to average up the number of people we get on a Tuesday for the last couple of times we've done it. You're not seeing my screen. That is friggin' horrible. I appreciate that. Thank you. Told you, it just seems like there's a lot of little things happening today that are going against me. Oh, goodness gracious. Now it's okay. All right. So Inner Circle Mastermind this week, Power Hour closed on Monday. We will be doing it on Tuesday. That is a very complicated thing for us to pull off because of other obligations on Tuesdays. So I ask that you make sure you register and show up because we're averaging out the last couple of times we've done it. We're going to see if it's worth spending the time to do it on a Tuesday or not. And if it is, we'll continue to push there. If not, we will just cancel for that week and go from there. So hopefully you find it helpful enough that you show up on a Tuesday. Trading Coach's Playbook is on its regular schedule. Protect, preserve, and win in uncertain times. That is on the 23rd. Mañana, tomorrow, 12 o'clock. Mr. Dale Zamzo, we got him back for one more opportunity. So definitely make sure that you get there for that. E-mini and Vegas spreads, there is no class on Monday. Those are canceled. Any holiday, we just cancel those classes. So we'll be back to the regular schedule beyond that. All right. And make sure you follow along with us, guys. You know, it's our follow us page, right? Whether it's on YouTube, whether you're following along with the Trade with Robs, which, by the way, we are killing it on Trade with Rob. Killing it. Let me see if I don't know what page it's going to open up on. I mean, these monitors trying to figure them out are making it very interesting. Okay. So if we look at, and I don't want to give away the the story for tonight. So, but if we look at candidates, okay, I started this on May 9th is when we started this. So recording date was the 9th. That means you're going to look to trade on the 10th. I didn't go back and look at the first 3 days. Okay. I went back and started tracking every day from the 15th on, right? So that means trading day of the 16th, 17th, 18th, right? If it is green, we took a trade. If it is orange, no trade was taken. If it is red, it went against us, right? None of the 9 trades in the last 3 days, none of them have gone against us. 3 of the 9 were not taken. 6 of them were profitable. Some of them you would have done amazing. Others, you did okay. It wasn't a killer move. You didn't crush it, right? But you did okay. But bottom line is it didn't cost you anything, right? So Trade with Rob is a free service right now. The way we're promoting it is we're going to do 2 to 3 days a week. My goal is to do Monday through Thursday. That's what I really want it to be, but I will promise we'll do 2 to 3 days a week, right? And we did it once before. We did amazing. We crushed it. Same thing. We absolutely crushed it there. So we're picking it up again, and you'll see a video comes out tonight. The best way to find out about it is register for Trade with Rob. And Lee dropped in a link to that. So you can go ahead, and he dropped in the Protect, Preserve, and Win in Uncertain Times link, and he also dropped in a Trade with Rob, right? So make sure you check those out. All right. Here is our Trading Boss Manifesto. This is what it is to be a trading boss, right? This is my belief of what I am doing to help each and every one of you become better traders, to become your own trading boss, where you are in charge of your life, of your finances, of everything that goes on for yourselves. This is what we will help get you to. If you'll follow along and work with us, this is what we will commit to help you with and to get you there. All right. And here we go. So my team has put together a special price on Covered Call Explorer. So go ahead and take advantage of it. If you could, there's a coupon code covered, right? Lee just dropped that in. Lee, can you also drop in the coupon code, right? Coupon code, capital letters covered, right? And put that in and take advantage of that. All right. That's what I thought. We were there. All right. What trades did you do today? Drop those puppies in. I want to see what you guys have done, right? Drop in your trades. Thank you, Lee. Appreciate it very much. Yep, Brenda, that was me too. Roku, $1,900. Karen, I love it. I got to get the hammer coming down video from Sean that we could play here. I got to get a little button thingy. I had planned to go to the office, but with our painters coming here today, we didn't have a choice. I have to be here for them this whole week. I'll be doing Wheel of Fortune. John put in Wheel of Fortune. I'll be doing Benzinga here this week. I'm working out of my home office for sure this week. John said, Wheel of Fortune, GME, Beyond Meat, Tesla, Naked Puts with Riot, Mara, cash flow of $2,000. Woohoo! Good job, John. That is awesome. That is absolutely awesome. There you go. Erica said, congrats on that Roku trade there, Karen. Great job. Great job, everybody. Fantastic. Way to go, traders. You got it. You got it. Listen, we all got to celebrate each other's wins. Denise, $570 on Tesla today. Yes. Roby said, traded your Riot. Great trade, made my quarterly cost. Yay. So what John's talking about, what Roby's talking about is in Covered Call Explorer was Riot, R-I-O-T, right? Phenomenal candidate, right? And Roby said one trade paid for his whole quarter, right? I love it. I love it. Great trade, guys. There you go. No trades today, Jim. That's perfect. Long weekend in Canadian family time. No trades. No, Paula, I get it, right? You got to do that stuff. You got to be able to spend that time with family, right? It is important. It is. That's why we do what we do. It's exactly why we do what we do. Let me switch this over, right? I mean, guys, if you look at Tesla today, come on. I mean, look at who had Tesla? Denise had Tesla, right? Come on. Put the radio on. No, I'm not going to sing. I promise I won't do that to you. I promise I will not. All right. Tesla's up $5.50, 180.68. Right, let's go snap a line at 180.68. And you'll see where it opened up today. $180.68. Woo, open right there today. If we go to 1 minute candle, right? It pushed up, closed right there, just barely below, and there's the bounce right off, right? Nice trade. I picked up about $2.5 on Tesla today. Nice setup. I'm using my micro day trading strategy, which I'm not ready to reveal yet. I will be hopefully within the next couple of weeks to start talking about it. I really just need to finalize everything on paper. I know what I'm doing with it, right? But explaining it is not as simple as that. I'll explain it to our inner circle. Our mastermind will learn it. Inner circle is a test group where they're going to go and play with this for a little bit, see what I missed, and come on back with it, right? Andre said, I got puts on SPY and Qs late Friday, took losses on both this morning. Okay, yeah, and that's part of it, right? Jim said, I love that the SPX bounced up right off of the 41.81 and it's still going up. It sure did. This was great. Anise said, do you use TradeStation or Trade Navigator for your trading? What's your personal preference? So I use TradeStation to place my trades, Anise. What I do, though, and have been doing problem is this. If I have a daily chart, right? If I have a daily chart on Tesla, let's say, right? I'm just going to make it up. This is not really the fib, but let's say that I had a Fibonacci from here to here. Okay, I'm trying to cover everything, okay? On my version of TradeStation, 9.5. 10, they say, is different, but we have problems with 10, so we had to remove it. If I go ahead and switch this over to a 5-minute chart, and it takes a couple of seconds here, that's, again, part of my discontent with how TradeStation takes so long. All of my Fibonacci's disappear. If I go back to a daily chart, go back to daily chart, the fibs are there, right? So they completely disappear. When I am on Tesla as a daily chart, if I go over to a 5-minute chart and I go to Tesla, and it's going to take a couple of seconds for it to register. I need an S first, right? If I go over to Tesla, it's just thinking. Oh, I did it on the wrong chart. That's why I've got it on there. So if I go over to a 5-minute chart, I already have a 5-minute open. Right? If I go to a 5-minute chart, it'll register all of the fib lines on the same screen. See this black line? That is a fib line right in there, right? You can't do it all the way zoomed out. It doesn't work, all right? But that's a fib line. They remain on the screen where they don't for me on TradeStation. There's my next fib line. So that is my biggest problem with TradeStation. I've actually started using Omega charts to do some of what we do in our power option plays to see if we're going to just convert over to that completely. All right, so I hope that helps. I use both programs. No matter what, the charting engine on Omega charts is second to none. So I won't stop using it. It's just a matter of, am I going to use it more than I were up to this point? Right? So great trades today, folks. I love that you're sharing them, right? We had some good trades go off as well, right? Between my Tesla and, come on, where is, oh, I got to do that first. Let's share that PowerPoint again. So this was Sean Reed, right? For those of you know, many of you know that Sean does a live training 3 days a week, Vegas spreads, right? Vegas spread mastery. And this is on Etsy. And you can see, if you look at the bottom box where it's red, right? Vertical spread that he did 4 contracts on Etsy, right? And he got a credit of $1.25, right? On the 16th, so 4 days later, he exited this trade and he got out of the trade at 65 cents, right? So basically he's got a 50% profit in there. So he got that 50% profit in 4 days. He was done, locked his numbers in, walked away, didn't have to be there, didn't have to be watching it. He made 70 cents, $280 in 4 days, right? Great job to Sean, right? And then he's got one more on Carvana, CVNA, right? Not as big a profit, right? He took a 30 cents credit in and he got out at 17 cents. Again, that 50-cent target in there, right? He took his profit, locked it in. This is a TOS setup. This is a TOS document at the bottom of where he placed and exited out of those trades. So overall, he did great. He did extremely well. We've got one from Amelia as well. This is from today. So 5:22 at 10:12 a.m. this morning, she did 5 buy to open SPY 415 calls at 5:41. She sold those 5 contracts today, 51.61, 62, 22 cents. I'm sure that's written on here somewhere, right? Probably 22 cents. So if you see what she's got going on here, right? Number one, bought 5 contracts, 415 calls at 5:41. That's number one. Number two, trailing stop on the 21 EMA on a 5-minute chart. Number three, stopped out of 5 contracts at 563. So what did she do? She walked away. She didn't have to be there anymore. She could say bye-bye, and it's going to hit her target. It's going to stop her out. Whatever it is, it's going to do it automatically. Automatically, right? It will trigger for her. That's the power of being able to understand a system, a strategically set up system that is not just haphazardly thrown together. We say, yeah, I'm going to get out when I make some money. Yep. Erica said, that's the key. Walk away. I love it, Amelia. Yeah, she does well. Listen, when Amelia started working with me, Amelia was the first person to join our team at Wealth Builders. It was just her and I. We were taking on the world, baby. We were taking on the world. Some of you, if you went into my Key to Be Free training, you saw me talk about how I really did not want to start Wealth Builders. And a buddy of mine that I had lunch with asked me 2 or 3 questions. He used all the psychological crap mumbo jumbo stuff on me that pissed me off, but he was 1,000,000% right that I had no right to walk away from the God-given talent that I have of being able to help people succeed financially. So that's where Wealth Builders started. When she started, Amelia had known how to trade for a very long time. Amelia has become a damn killer when it comes to trading now with what she's able to do, right? She crushes it on a regular basis. Lee dropped in a link to her Trade Watch alerts with her quarterly subscription with Vegas spreads with the quarterly subscription there. There's 2-week trials, folks. Take them, decide if it's good for you. Yeah, Linda said, glad you didn't stop teaching. Yeah, what would that have done for our mastermind group, right, Linda? And I appreciate that. Jennifer said, awesome. We love you both. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Amelia's been with me from the very start, thick and thin, when things were tougher in the beginning and we were wearing every single hat there was and dealing with outside contractors to do our marketing and our emails and our content and our websites and all of that. Now it's all internal. It's all people that work here. I think we're at a total of 14 or 15 right now. Families that rely on partner all of their income from Wealth Builders. So that is just wow. Jim said Amelia's a very good person as well as a great trader. She's an amazing person. Y'all don't know her. You get a chance to hang out with her. She is wonderful. Congrats, amazing. Yeah, thanks, Erica. Appreciate that. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look, if we would, at the S&P 500. Right. So I'm going to bring us here. I'm going to throw this back to template number 2, where we're going to have our moving averages. Okay. And let's go to the S&P 500. Okay. Come on, baby. Get it in there. Let's go. Come on. I don't know why today is not loading. My Apple is there. My SPX, for some reason, is not loading up for today. Okay, let's go over to TradeStation. All right, so right now we're up $3.50 on the SPX. I'm going to go back. So right now we're sitting on SPX at 41.95. Okay, so I'm going to go back to mega charts, even though we are not updating. Make a phone call after this to figure out what's happened. If you look, right, we closed at 41.91. We're back at 41.95. This is what Jim was talking about. We blasted through the 41.81 level, finally pulled back to the 41.81 and bounced on Friday. Today, this is daily. Let's get off of daily. Let's go to a 5 minute. All right, so we moved up, we moved down. So we had a low on this candle of 41, we'll call it 41.80, 41.7968. We'll call it 41.80. Guess what? That's 41.81. We tipped down through, chipped away at the ice here, and we're sitting right now back at that 41.94 level. So we're right below that 41.95.44. Right? So what's going on right now? We broke out on Friday. The bulls took us out 2 days in a row. Strong push to the upside. Strong push to the upside on Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, a little bit of pullback. Not surprising with the move we had on Wednesday and Thursday. Today, I was expecting more of a move. I was expecting that breakout and the bounce off of the 41.95, and we don't have it. It hasn't happened at this point. Okay. Karen said Powell FOMC minutes Wednesday, so maybe some weirdness till then. Yep. And I saw somebody come on CNBC earlier from, I think, UBS, that came out and said, we are predicting another 1/4 point hike from the Fed coming up in June. So I think there's still that looming holy Christmas, what's going to happen. And the government, these wonderful people who just lie to us, right? That are saying, oh, we're getting close. Things are looking good. We're close to reaching a deal. And now it's, oh, we walk away from the table on Friday. Really? I mean, really? Thursday or Friday, whatever it was. Walk away from the table. We cannot come to a resolution. So now McCartney and Biden are supposed to talk tonight at 5:30. Meeting is back on. They're going through the standard stuff today. So how much of that plays into it? I'm sure a lot of it does, right? How about the Russia junk that's going on right now with the meeting Biden just had in Asia, right? Trying to figure out if they're going to put more sanctions on Russia, and how much more does that piss off China, and how much worse does it make for us? I mean, we're in the midst of a hornet's nest with everything that's going on right now. Everything that's going on right now, right? Whether you agree with it or not, right? Bottom line for me is, what do you call 1,000 politicians at the bottom of the ocean? A good start. Right? A good start. Right? I don't care if you're a business person, turns politician that's politician, they all lie. They all lie. They all lie. Jim said FOMC, no increase, 69.7%, 30% chance of increase of 1/4 point. Yep, I know the numbers, right? And I always appreciate when you guys give me that feedback on Mondays, so I don't have to go look it up, right? I can't while I'm teaching, or else I have to stop talking, and that doesn't work too well. So definitely it's still there. And I thought Powell's meeting was going to drive it further away, and it really hasn't from where it was last week. So I thought Powell's meeting was going to drive it down into the single digits of potential of going up. And here we are back at 30% chance of a 1/4 point hike. And we are still far enough away. So meaning we still can easily see a change. Yeah, no, I got that, Brenda. Yeah, it's Friday's chart. For whatever reason, I'm not getting my update here on my Omega charts. It's not updating my data on SPX. It was on stocks, and I did get a message popped up that there was a fix today, but it was for futures data. It wasn't for equities. Now, I don't know if they're considering the SPX as an index part of futures data, but I did do the download of the update. I just haven't looked at SPX yet here on Omega chart. So I definitely know that we're off a little bit on that. All right. Okay. So we're going to spend a good amount of time on this next topic here. Where is my mouse? We're going to spend a good amount of time on this. Yeah, Yellen speaks Wednesday morning before the minutes come out Wednesday afternoon. Snap on your seatbelt. No kidding, Trip. I remember her very first speech she gave, or testimony, whatever it was, very first time she spoke as Fed chair, and open mouth, insert foot was definitely the phrase of the day, because that's exactly what happened there. The market came crashing down. They gave her lessons on how to talk after that because of what she did. And I think they kept her to a minimum whenever it was possible of getting her out there. She was horrible. Too easily open her mouth up. Well, things could really fall apart. It sucks. Right? Learn how to earn $1,000 a day. Very catchy title today of what we were looking at, right? And we've got an amazingly large amount of people in here today. Go and figure, right? I went ahead and spent quite a bit of time, and I'm actually not going to show it all to you just yet. I will, but not yet. Okay? And what I want to talk about is how did I even come up with this? Is it even possible? Is it feasible? Well, I mean, guys, if I roll back on comments today, just today's comments, right? Let's see. The very first person to enter in was Karen at $1,900 on Roku. John was the second person at $2,000, right? Denise was $570. And keep in mind, that's only by 12 o'clock, right? I may have missed others. There's a lot I'm trying to go through really fast. But guys, the first three that were in there all had great profits. Two of the three crushed what I talked about, $1,000 a day. Is it possible? Yes. So a couple of things, and I don't have specific step-by-steps written down for you. You're going to need to write these down. I do believe in giving a man the fish, right, versus teach him to fish. I believe that teaching him is more important. But I'm going to give you some fish along the way. So I'm giving this to you. You just got to make sure you're fishing at the same time, which means you're writing this down. All right. I don't want to just give you a snapshot. You take a picture and you never see it again. When you write it down, you are using multiple senses. And if you read it out loud when you're writing it down, you'll even remember it better. Okay. So learn how to earn $1,000 a day. What is the very first thing that Karen and John and Denise and everybody else did is they found a strategy that works for them. I'm going to talk about one strategy only today. Okay. You can take that and extrapolate it into a million different ways, but I'm going to talk about one and only one thing today, right? Because this is not, listen, you're not doing covered calls on your stocks every day at $1,000. Can you on a SPY or a Qs? You can, it's possible, right? But it's a lot harder to do that than it is some of the other strategies. And again, not that it's a bad strategy. I love covered calls. It has a very specific purpose for me. And some of it is I'm in multiple days. I'm not out as quickly as I want to be on this strategy of how to earn $1,000 a day. Let's see. Jim said this meeting, this Wednesday, 2 p.m. FOMC minutes released in addition to Yellen speaking. Oh, yeah. So pick a strategy. We're going to talk about intraday, get in, get out type strategy. You can convert this easily over to swing trading versus day trading. I will let you know, I made the announcement yesterday in POP that we're going to look at what happens with this next Fed meeting. And if we are pausing on the rate hikes, if we pause, we will start incorporating some swing trades into our daily routine. Right? Not that there's anything wrong with day trades. We're up over $460,000 this year in power option plays on our day trades, right? On day trades. Now, have we done a lot of trades? Yeah, like 200 of them this year. We've done a lot of trades. Have we not taken a lot? Yeah, like 500 we did not take, right? I have a sheet that I track everything we call out in POP. Right? And every trade setup that was there, and I go through and we look at, did it work? Did it not work? Based on a very simple process that we do in POP. And if you want to learn it, it isn't something I can teach you here. It's something that's going to take you a couple of weeks to pick it up, but that's the place to be, right? Not what we're talking about today, but just utilizing the same concept. Okay. So you got to have the right strategy. We're going to talk about intraday. You also need to start looking at the stocks that you are working with. So I'm going to ask you guys to drop in what candidates, what are the stocks that, not you want me to look at, that's not what we're doing now. What are the stocks that you are going to the dance with? What stocks are you working with that you're looking to trade regularly? in the market. Drop them in. I don't need all of them. You could drop in 1 or 2 or 10. Lots of SPY, lots of Qs, TQQQ, Roku was Jennifer, good. And SPY, AMD, Micron, and IBM. Take a wild guess who that was, folks. AMD, Micron, and IBM. A lot more SPY. Tesla, SPY, Roku, Netflix. Yeah, that was Trip. You got it. Let's see. Whoa, what the heck was that? Who did that? Hold on, my whole screen just went wiggy. Okay, well, Will dropped in like 20 stocks. Let's see. TNA was Roby. SPY, Q's, Apple. Will's got Met, Micron, Net, LVS, Google, Expedia, Abbott, Devon, Dismal. Let's see. SPY, Tesla, Apple. Top 5K list. I love it, Will. That Pop 5K, well, I don't know if I've told you guys this in Inner Circle. Will is in our Inner Circle. I don't know if I told you this in Inner Circle. We adopted the Pop 5K in Mastermind Group, and that is now our list. And every couple of weeks, we go through and we look at that list, we reanalyze it, we rework it if need be. So that's a big one for us. Scott, how you doing, Scott? Scott's also in our Inner Circle, as is Trip. SPY, Apple, Micron, Q's, adding more. There you go, Scott. Scott was a purely SPY trader, found a system, got it to work, perfected it. One day in Inner Circle, it was a full day training. Biggest difference of Inner Circle and Mastermind Group is 4 times a year, we do a full 1-day live training in Inner Circle. I'm doing this training. We did it with Scott. We took his system and we documented his entire system. Right? We've done that for a couple of traders in there, right? Where they've got everything written down, right? Bill and Roman and so forth, right? So let's see. Andre said SPY, Qs, and IWM. I love the ETFs, right? I love ETFs. Big fan of them. So what I did was, and I don't want to get too deep into the weeds with the details of asking you because my page is going to get very busy, right? But what I did here was, and don't worry about account size. I was going to do something else with it. I kind of ran out of time. So don't worry about that. It's really not part of the equation. All right. Let me do this one more time. It's maybe a little bit small. So let me go ahead and let's see what I can do here. I just don't want you to see what I've got going on just yet. Let's change the column width. Let's make it 15. Let's change this one to 2. Okay, now let me resize it so I can make so it's easier for you to see. And that I would go ahead and take a screenshot of. All right, go and grab a screenshot of that. What am I looking for here? Okay. So I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stocks. Okay. Ironically, all 6 of these are off of power option plays, every one of them. Okay. And I took the current stock price. I rounded to dollars. I really didn't care about the exact number. Right. Delta, and this was done at about 11:30 this morning. Delta was based on whatever it was right then and there, exact number. The option price, I rounded to nickels. In there, nickels are, it's all nickels, nothing dimes, right? Well, there are dimes, 230, right? But nickels or dimes, right, is all I did there. I put down Wilder's average true range. Wilder's average true range tells us how much a stock moves intraday from high to low, right? So what does that mean? Well, it means, listen, it went low of $100, a high of 103. It did that over the last 13 days. It's got a $3 average true range, right? This is averaged over the last 13 days. Apple is $2.60. The SPY is $4.30. Roku is $2.70. Netflix is $11. Nvidia is $9, and Tesla is $6 3/4, $6.75. Right? Well, why is that important? Because if you're trying to make $10, let's say you're trying to make a $10 move, and you could buy Apple's option at $2.85, but you want a $10 profit per share on Apple today. Barring some exception, it's impossible. Why? Because the only way that works, let me go ahead and see where this thing opens up. What monitor? There we go. It's on that one there. And then it hides itself. I need to grab a drawing tool. So bear with me while I get a drawing tool working here. Okay. So if we move $2.60 a day, let's just say it moves $3 a day. It's real simple. And you have a 70 delta. That means you've got a maximum of $2.10 on an average day this option can move. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's a really good number. You're not going to capture all of it, so maybe you're going to get $1.50 out of that $2 move. Okay? You're going to have a bounce off support. You're going to get out before resistance, right? All good, makes sense, right? I know what I was looking for. I was looking for Blue Jean Baby Queen. Where is my chat box? Okay, there we go. So it is, you're going to get somewhere between that $1.50 and $2 is what you're going to get at best. Okay. Now, can you do a little bit better on a SPY? Yeah. Roku is okay, right? What's the difference between Roku and Apple? And these were chosen for a reason. Apple, right? For those of you that did not hear me say this in any one of the trainings I brought it up in, Apple, if you compare Apple to the Russell 2000, which has 1,917 stocks in it, I believe right now. If you compare it to the Russell 2000, Apple has a larger market cap than the entire Russell 2000 has. That's how big Apple is, right? It is a blue chip. It is beloved. It is a freaking cult, right? If you're an Apple user, you're an Apple user. You don't switch to Samsung. You don't do that. And then you buy everything Apple. Apple was the first one to admit that their iPods were nowhere near as good as the MP3 players that Microsoft had come out with, that Microsoft's come out with. Nowhere near as good, but Microsoft's is gone and Apple is rocking still, right? Yeah, there you go. Erica said exactly. I have everything Apple. My daughter too, my oldest, her tablet, her laptop, her phone, her iPod, her watch, they're all Apple. Of course, the buds, the earbuds. No, you can only buy Apple, right? Everything is Apple for her. And listen, I understand. I own a Samsung phone. I have a Toshiba laptop. My monitors I just bought are Samsung because I do like Samsung monitors. Just FYI, the ones that I had, I didn't realize it, but they were from 2006 and they're still going. I gave them to Sean in our office. He just bought a house. And now he doesn't have to go buy monitors and can put a 6-pack setup in his home without having to go buy $2,000 worth of monitors, right? So, and just repurpose them. I'm not going to use them again. So I felt it was well worth it to give them to someone who could. So when you look at SPY, here, if we get rid of this and grab the drawing tool again, one more time, let's do blue this time. If we look at SPY, it moves, call it $4 a day, right? $4 times 0.7, right? 7.128. So it moves about $3 a day, give or take. You're not going to get it all, right? You're going to get maybe $2, $2.50, somewhere in there is what you're going to pick up at best, right? Remember what we're not accounting for. What tells us how much the stock is going to move? It's delta, right? That triangle is delta, Greek letter for delta, right? But we're not counting for gamma. Gamma is rate of change. For every dollar the stock goes up, gamma tells us how much the option will go up. All right, well, wait a second. If we can move $4 on SPY, and if we have a gamma of 4, right, 0.04, and if we have a gamma of 4, and we move up $4, you're talking about delta going up by 16. So now you're talking about a 71 delta going to 87. I'm not accounting for that right here. I'm counting this as 70 cents, right? So Larry, we will have this posted on YouTube. I can't tell you if it's today or tomorrow. Usually we try to get them done by the next day. If we have time during the day, we will get them, but it absolutely will be posted. Yeah, you're going to not only are you going to want to go back and watch this again and again and again. And here's the thing, guys, what I'm teaching right now should be something that I'm doing in a $299 class. There's no cost, there's no charge. So what I'm asking is every one of you go and watch it again on YouTube and like it and put a comment in there. Awesome. I loved it. I hate it. That's okay. Right? Whatever you want, just put a comment in there. It helps us in algorithms and such. Okay. We also are going to strip this out and use it elsewhere for another training that I'm doing. So we're not taking into account gamma. And I know I might be pushing the envelope a little bit with you guys now when we start talking about that, right? Well, now we get to Roku, which is about the same as Apple. So why in the world would I bother choosing Roku if it's the same as Apple? Well, we've got the same wildest average true range. We have about the same cost, right? Right now, though, we've got a massive difference, almost a third about of the difference between Roku and Apple in the price of stock, right? Now, we're talking about these are our cost for our options. They were the closest to a 65 delta, could have been 72. You see it. I mean, you see the delta here, right? That was our cost. But what's going to happen by the time we get to Friday? Apple is going to be at $1.40, and Roku is going to wind up at 75 cents, 80 cents, 90 cents. It's going to be cheaper. Okay. So as we get closer to the end of the week, from Monday through Friday, you'll see a drop off in the cost of our options there. Okay. That was the reason for a Roku. When Roku can move the same as $175 stock, yeah, it needs to be on our list. Right? Then we have three symbols that might be familiar to some of you. Netflix, Nvidia, Tesla, my three favorites right now in this market to trade. Right? They are my go-to every single day that I'm looking at. Okay? So what do we have happening here? Well, Netflix is $366, a 68 delta. The option was $9.75. We're going to call it $10. If we can move $11 in a day, forgetting about gamma, but let me do something here. Let me bring, all right, we got the option chain there. Let me go to Netflix. Okay. So we have a 66 delta. Do I have gamma in here? I do. We have a 66 delta. If we can move $11 a day on that 66 delta, we have a gamma of 2. 2 times 11 is 22. That puts me at a delta of 90, folks. If we move 11, call it $10. If we move $10 with now a gamma of, well, 2 or 3, right? Let's go with 2. We move it, we have a gamma of 2. It means every dollar the stock moves, the delta will move by 2 cents. So if we go up $1 or down $1, we'll go to 67 or 63. Okay. And it will gamma will continue to adjust. You cannot use it as a finite number right now. You cannot say it's 3 now and it's $3 $10 from now. It's not. Right. So you're not going to move maybe to 90. Maybe you move to 86 or 87. But look at the difference in your options. If we move to, let's call it 85. All right. If we move to an 85 delta, right now on Netflix, we have a delta of 68. If we move to 85, right? So we'll call this, it was 70, we'll say. Easy math. I don't need to be perfect at math here. 70, it's not 11, it's 10 we're looking at. That's a $7 move. With a gamma change, it's an $8.50 move. How many contracts do you need to make $1,000? Well, you need a little more than one, right? But if you made, call it $800, and I'm talking to you about how to make $1,000 a day, I promise you, you aren't. How many? No, I won't promise you. How many of you are mad if you only made $800 on this strategy versus 1,000? Give me a 1 for yes, a 2 for no. A 1 if you'd be mad, a 2 if you're not be mad. If you only made $800, darn, right? That sucks. Only $800. Okay. For the most part, there are 2s. Yeah, exactly, Karen. For the most part, there are 2. Okay. And then there are the 1.5s and so forth, right? I'll take it, Brenda said. Of course we will. We'll all take it, right? The $1,000 might be your goal, but it doesn't have to be definitive that it has to be that, right? I just need the potential to do that. Not that I have to make it every single day. It'd be nice, but I need the potential to be there for me. Okay. Well, if you look, I went and extrapolated this out, right? So if you did, okay, on any of these stocks, if you had a $1 move, this is how much you would make on one contract, right? Well, okay, $1 move, not a whole lot. Again, not taking into account gamma at all, right? So there's a $1 move. If you have a $2 move on the same stock, right? 132 to 142. So overall, as you could see, because delta was the same, it doesn't matter the price of the stock. You guys getting this? It doesn't matter the price of the stock. Delta is delta is delta. 70 delta is 70 delta on Netflix or on Amazon or on Booking or on Roku or on Ford. It's still a 70 delta, right? If we go to a $3 profit, right? $3 move, right? Our profit is somewhere between 198, we'll call it 200 and 215. Okay, it's all right in the same ballpark. Once again, still not accounting for gamma. We go to a $5 move, right? We're now looking at $350, $340 on average. We'll call it 350 just because it's an easier whole number. Okay. Well, what just happened here? First thing you've got to ask yourself is, can you make this on Apple? With one contract, this is all based on one. Can you make $350? Can you make a $5 move on Apple? And the answer is probably not in a day. Right? Probably not in a day. Can you do it on SPY? Possibly. Right? We'll put an X there for no. We'll put a question mark there for very possible. We're close. We'll put an X here for Roku. You're not doing it. Can you make a $5 move on Netflix? Oh, yeah. How about on NVIDIA? Uh-huh. How about on Tesla? Yeah. But Rob, some of those are too expensive for me today. They're too expensive today. Right? I would expect that as we go further along in the week, options pricing is going to change. Right? And if options pricing changes, it won't open. Hold on. Let's see. I don't remember if I've got it on this page or I do. Okay. So this is not that long ago. All right. I just did 3 stocks showing an example of this. I think we did it in Mastermind Group. All right. Look at the difference between Adobe. Let's just use Adobe. Look at Adobe on Monday, $8.35 per share. Look at Friday, $3.55. Look at Amazon, $3.10 on Monday, $1.39 on Friday. Look at Apple, $6.70 on Monday, $3.20 on Friday. And we're look at the VIX values here. We had low VIX the whole time. Got much higher on Friday. But even that, we started with a 16 delta on Monday. We rose up to 20, and look at the difference in the cost of how much less we pay here. So if you're saying, well, I can't pay more than $5 for an option, that's the most I'm willing to do is $500 in a contract, then Apple, your very first trade day is going to be on Wednesday. Right? Your very first trade day on Adobe is going to be on Thursday, and your first trade day on Amazon could be right on Monday. See where I'm going with this, guys? You can't look at this that Apple is or Amazon or Adobe is too expensive. It's too expensive on what day? I get it, but on what day? It's not expensive every day, unless you're looking at, well, I can only spend $1 on an option. Then the only one you could trade here would be Amazon on Fridays. Right? But hopefully you're looking at some things that might have just a little bit higher cost than $1 or profit rather than $1 for the day. Okay, so you need to find a system, a strategy that works. We're using the same typical every single week we talk about day trades here, every single week that we talk about the same exact pattern. I don't ever want you to think that I'm shifting gears here and changing things up on you, okay? If my support line was right here and we came down to support and closed there and we bounced and we moved up the prescribed amount, that is my entry right there, wherever that would be, right? That's the pattern. That's it. where's my target? Well, your target is where your target is. Where's my resistance? I'm going to be somewhere down below resistance. Where's my stop? Somewhere down below where I got in. Right now, your rules will be slightly different. The things we do in power option plays, it behooves me, seriously, it behooves me consistently. I see every day I send out the power option plays stuff. I have to go into our CRM. I have to choose what list I want to send that email to. And then it shows me how many emails are going to be sent out. And when I see that we drop down from, there's 450 people in pop as an example, okay? And I see then, I realize that there's 420. And I look at that going, what are they thinking? Right? The system works. You've got to get it. You've got to get to a point that you overcome your own. How do I be as gentle with this as I can? You got to get over your own self. You got to get over the things that are holding you back. Right? You got to get over that what you believe and you've learned and you think is right is right. You have to get over your own crap. So I'm not trying to beat on anybody here. But guys, I am handing you, literally dropping in your lap and saying, you know what? This right here is what can set you free. And listen, I understand. Money gets tight. You look at what costs can I cut? Where can I save? What's the very first thing most businesses do when business gets bad is they cut back on their advertising, their marketing. When business is good, advertise. When business is bad, advertise more. When you're worried about losing your job, it's not, let me cut out the opportunity to make more money. It's, I better invest more money and learn how to do this faster. It's the mastermind group, right? And diving in there and the stuff that we taught. I mean, listen, who's in mastermind that's newer to mastermind, right? Andres, you're in here, right? Who else? Okay, so Andres, you're in there. Wow, okay, a lot of you, right? Paula and Denise and Linda, right? I just can't tell from how many people are in here. Sorry about that. Give me a quick 2 or 3 words of what you've seen just with what we did with the core training, just with the day trading stuff we went through, which was like 4.5 hours long. Give me a quick couple of words. Was it worth it? Was this the right decision? Do you see some potential with what we do here? Just give me some idea of your thoughts of what we do. And I know it might take a little time to type something in, so that's fine. I'll keep talking and I'll read them out as you guys put them in. Linda said, huge additional info compared to other courses offered, right? We dig in with the personal mentorship, the one-on-one stuff. Andre said, I'm beginning to see how fibs can be used to analyze the market. Good. Denise said, you're hitting my nail on the head, helping me trade much better. That is why I strangle myself when I look and see people drop out of things like power option plays. Or someone says, I don't know if it's for me. Take the dang 2-week trial. Take the 2-week trial. Lee, drop a link in there to power option plays. Guys, you got to get in there. You got to learn the way that we manage these trades. You can crush it. You can crush it in this market. I mean, you see people dropping the notes in right in the beginning of what are you trading today, right? It's not me. It's not me setting it up. It's not me telling them what to say. It's what trades are you doing? Paula said, everything is incredible. Even my confidence is changing. Exactly. Because we're helping you to become more confident in pulling the trigger. Okay, by pulling the trigger, getting into that trade. Let me see. Did I miss something here? Let's see. All right. Okay, good. So guys, listen, I only picked 6 stocks out. I picked 6 stocks out here. Could I have extrapolated it more? Yeah, I could have. I could have brought this out to a $10 move or an $8 move, right? Which we would have had, those 2 stocks would have hit. Are they more expensive today? Yes, not at the end of the week, but today they are. Okay. Can you get away with some of these in $4 and $5 and $6? Without a doubt. Can you get Tesla for $2 and $3 and $4? Yeah, without a doubt. Right. But if you can only get a $5 move on Netflix, or an $8 move on Netflix, a $5 or $6 move on Nvidia, a $4 or $5 move on Tesla. Why those three? Those are my three favorite stocks to trade right now, is those three. Right there. Right? This is wake up time. Some of you are getting ready to hibernate for the summer, meaning you're going to walk away. And I understand it gets a little bit less movement in there, a little bit more choppy. What a great market to learn in. To be ready when the listen, you don't decide on July 1 that it's time to get a beach body. You kind of let yourself go all winter long, and now you want to get that beach body July 1. Yeah, beach time will be over by the time you get the beach body, right? It's time to get it before that. It's time to get that now. Get prepared for fall. Absolutely, Jennifer, great for spreads too. Change the strategy. You can do all of this with any strategy. I just picked one. But you absolutely can do this with any strategy, right? Here's the thing. When in the very beginning of today, oh, actually I have it here, right? Yeah. I showed you this manifesto. I showed you the manifesto. When I tell you this was weeks and months of lamenting over every word, every punctuation inside of here of what my commitment was to do for you, right? And then having my writer, who's much more eloquent than I, take my words, hours of recordings of me that he took, that we had conversations trying to come up with the right words for this, to make it eloquent, right? Instead of, for me, I would just say, just do this shit already, huh? And call it a day. Excuse my French, right? Don't be offended by it. It's, again, this is meant to be a little bit in your face. All right. Why? Because some of you need that push. Some of you, we all need a push. Some of you may need a little bit more than others. Right. I mean, Roby is in here with us. Roby I've known for a very long time. We kind of lost touch. He came back. He was one that put, his trades in where he paid for his whole quarter just on the Riot trade alone. Right. Whole quarter subscription paid for with one trade. Right. And how long is it? The video that I do is 10 minutes long, 15 minutes long at most, right? For Cover Call Explorer, right? But you don't see the 2.5 hours behind it that went into finding those candidates and finding the right options and all that stuff and making the determination we want to trade this one or not. There you go. Paula said, no time off. I'll take the summer to learn. Exactly. Right? Guys, I don't care what strategy you use. I don't care how you do it. When I say that, it doesn't matter if you want to be a day trader, a swing trader, a spread trader. It doesn't matter if you're in and out in one day, if you're in and out 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. To me, I believe the important component is that you are doing it. You get in there and you learn it and you do it. And you've got to have a good balance. You've got to have family. You've got to have work life, personal life. You got to have all of that. But I want to watch these 3 shows every week on TV and they're an hour long each. I understand. So maybe you don't watch 2 of them, you watch 1. Pick your favorite and the other 2 you give up on, and you spend those 2 hours a week more in the market, right? What can you do to push into it? Jim said, I think past summers were choppy, but with so many people trading with their computers now, summers might not be like this. It could trend this summer. Jim, two of the last 10 years in power option plays, our most profitable months were August. We made $240,000, I think it was 3 years ago, in the month of August. August, the month you're not supposed to make anything in, the month that's like, woo, I didn't lose any this month, wonderful. And we crushed it, right? So again, do you know what year that's going to be? Absolutely not. Could it be again this year? Maybe. Could this be a yucky year? Sure could. But the expression, you got to be in it to win it, that's the only way you're going to get through this, is doing just that. Folks, listen, there's a lot here, right? And that's all I had on the spreadsheet, guys. But, I went through, laid out the content, laid out the numbers for it, gave you the idea of the strategy. We follow along. I follow along with what I do in power option plays almost religiously. Don't get me wrong. I have other trade setups that I use as well, but I follow very heavily what's inside of power option plays, very heavily what's in there, right? But if you want to make $5 in a day, Apple is not going to be the company for you. For one contract, So what does that tell me now? Let's pull this full circle. What does that say then if I want to do this with Apple? It's not hard. With Apple, to make $1,000 a day, I need to have 5 contracts. Because I can get a $210 move a day, barring gamma. Okay? Not counting gamma in there, which means it's got to move less. All right? With a because it can only move about $3. Okay, but if I look at let's just use Netflix as $10. If I look at $10, we could extrapolate that out, and I could wind up with $680 on the $10 move. Right now, I need 2 contracts. So what do I need there? I need, I don't know, 2K to be able to make 1,000. So what are you looking at there? 50%? There you go, Oscar. Strategy is pretty simple. I'm just talking about day trading, Oscar. You find a stock that had been moving up, let's say, it pulls down to a support, it bounces, you take the entry. Your stop is down here, your target's up here. You use Wilder's average true range, Oscar, just to help you understand, can you get the move that you're looking for? You may be using the wrong stocks, which is why I laid it out this way. The stocks that you're looking at might not fit. You may be looking at Ford, which only moves 40 cents a day. You can't make $1 on Ford in a day. You can't. Absolutely unequivocally cannot make $1 on Ford in a day, an average day. Are there exceptions to the rule? Yes, but it ain't what the average is. The average is no, you can't. You can't. You can't. Right? Find the right strategy. Find the right stocks. Know the Wilder's average true range. Know what your cost is of your options. And extrapolate out what the opportunity is and how many contracts you need to trade. What if you just picked 5 stocks that all fit your risk profile? And you just traded off of those 5. And that's all you did was those 5 stocks, right? Because you knew all of the numbers. You knew every number that was related to your position, right? You know exactly what's inside of there, right? You've got all the details there. You've just done so much of the pre-work. Now it's finding the setup. Don't take it if it's not the right setup. Finding the setup and taking the trade. That's all it is. Jim said, Tony Benson said in one of his Friday coaching corners earlier this year that he thought the market was going to go sideways for a while. The strategy you're showing for this strategy you are showing is for this kind of market. It's for any market when you think about it. You could do this with the market trending up or down, buying calls, buying puts for a down market, but absolutely. Speaking of Coach's Playbook, Sean Reed is going to be jumping into that schedule very shortly. I think within the next month, you will see him in there. He's going to be jumping in as a guest on one of the other Coach's Playbooks soon. So you'll get to meet and kind of chat with him a little bit of what he does and how he trades. But I appreciate the comment there on Tony, Jim. Absolutely. Tony's another great trader, phenomenal trader. All right. There you have it. Listen, I know we didn't get to your candidates and I know we went over, right? But was this worth your time? Give me a 1 for yes, a 2 for no. And Lee's been programmed that if you type in a 2, you'll be ejected. Thanks, Roby. Oh, good. That's excellent. So excellent. Wonderful. Thank you, Roby. Love you as well, man. Just Roby and I have had some great times in the past at some of the live events that I taught where he would come to in the DC area. So, all right, everybody, with that, Lee dropped a whole bunch of links in there today, a whole bunch. So I'm going to leave the room open. Listen, get registered for Trading Coach's Playbook. Get registered for Dale's class. Take all the free trainings that we offer you. Every one of them. Take them, jump in, deal with it, right? Get going with it, okay? Get in power option plays. Take the quarterly. Don't take the monthly. Take the quarterly. It has a 2-week trial. If you decide to downgrade to monthly, do that before the quarterly price kicks in, right? But take that 2-week trial, use that as a way to learn, and then jump. Guys, I just want you in this. I want you to learn how to do this. I want to have more success stories like Linda and Roby, and I forget who else gave me code in the very beginning there. Sorry, just my brain is fried at this point. So, but I want to see more of you like that. I want to see more than when we step in here on a Monday, you got yours. Yes, it's Monday and I'm already up $1,500, right? It's Monday. I already made $300 on SPY, right? Yeah, Karen was there. Yep, Karen, you did Tesla, right? So with that, make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away. Take care, everybody. I will see you all. We'll leave the room open a few minutes. Grab the links. I will see all of you at our next update. All right. Bye for now.